Growing up, I heard tales of trolls. My family's Norwegian, if you can't tell by any rate, but it's like I was born and raised in the US, but 3 of my 4 grandparents were born in Norway. They moved over after World War II, and the other one, both of her grandparents were originally from Norway. So growing up, that was pretty much the only cultural heritage that I really knew about, besides just, learning about America, the United States, and just sort of having, like, oh, we learn about, like the U.S. history, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so in honor of my late grandmother who passed last year, I wanted to make this video. And because it's also coming to be Syttende Mai, which is the 17th of May, which is Norwegian Independence Day, which growing up was a huge deal in our house. Or it was, like we celebrated. So we definitely didn't go as like all out as people in Norway do. If you've ever like look it up, and you'll see that they go like all out. I think more so than people do on 4th of July. I mean, like they'll have entire towns that go out and do parades. They'll all dress up in their like national dress, which is like the bunad, or they'll just wear, their flag. So I think they go hard over there. They definitely know how to celebrate. So, which makes sense because if you like know the history of basically just being under like rule of other countries, when they finally got their independence, it really sparked their like national identity, and so it's a really important thing for them. And so obviously, growing up like with family members who were from there, it became a big part of our life as well. And so for this video, I decided to just show you guys, not really show you, I'm not really doing a lot of celebrating because I made this very far in advance, not very far in advance. I made this a couple weeks ago, but I decided to just make a bear with a little Norwegian sweater. That was inspired by my grandmother's sweater, actually, that I was given. And yeah, so my little bear is sort of, she's not really a little Norwegian bear, but she's got a Norwegian inspired sweater. So I'm excited to show you guys. So let's dive in. So for like a Norwegian waffle, they are actually different from like obviously like a Belgian waffle or American waffle. They're a lot more like flat and like they're still like fluffy, but they're just like they're not fluffy in the traditional sense that most people are probably used to. But I grew up with them. I like them a lot, and as you'll see in a moment, they're actually in the shape of hearts, so it's pretty cute. In this video, you're going to see in a second that the way that like my family traditionally eats them is with brown cheese, or like brunost, which it's literally brown cheese. So we put that on it. It's an acquired taste. I wouldn't recommend this to everyone, but I grew up and I loved it. So I enjoyed that, and we put some jam on it. Traditionally, they usually do jam. We've had some family members who've come over, and they like to do it with like sour cream and jam. It just sort of depends on which region you're from and what you like to do. I know that some places you don't put the brown cheese on when the waffle is warm. You wait till they're like cooled off and you can eat some more like lunch, and that's when you do it. But we like to do it when it's warm, and we're like, well, might as well do what we like. So that's how my family likes to eat them. But yeah, so all in all, the sweater didn't turn out exactly how I wanted it to, unfortunately. But I do think this is probably going to be like a yearly thing that I do. And I'm going to do different baked goods because there's a lot of like recipes and stuff from growing up that I would love to share and just like have on here. But I figured the best way to start would be with probably the most traditional. It's probably not the most traditional, but I feel like people know Norwegian waffles. I feel like Norwegian waffle is where it's at. People know that. So, but yeah. So with that being said, my next video is going to be another crafted character. That's probably going to be out on June 1st, around June 1st. And then after that, it's going to be an ode to summer. And then after that, I guess we'll have to wait and see. See you next time. Bye.